For anybody who's ever been at an airport and in a rush to catch your flight, you know it's a very, very stressful feeling. Plane tickets are big bucks. No one wants to miss a flight. Don't worry, guys. Today we have 3 simple steps that are going to help you catch your flight on time so that you have nothing to do but look forward to a wonderful trip. Welcome to the channel. Our class today is a practical one. We're going to learn all about airports, mainly the 3 things you need to do to catch a flight. My name is Kevin. I'm a teacher and a writer who is simply thrilled about sharing all my best teaching experience, all my tips with you. If you like what you're seeing in the channel, feel free, click that subscribe button. It's totally appreciated. We're going to get right down to business. We have some simple airport vocabulary here that includes the 3 steps you need to do to get to your plane. I'd like to go through these words together and we'll define them as well. Check in, luggage, departure, national, international, security, X-ray or X-ray machine in this case, gate, and customs. Our study tips today are our 3 steps to catching a flight. They are in this order. Number 1, you must first check in. Number 2, you will go through security. And finally, you will find your gate. Step number 1 is to check in. That means you're going to drop off your luggage, your suitcases at the front counter, present your passports, and get your tickets. Usually, people check in about an hour and a half before their flight departs or leaves. It's good to give yourself enough time. You don't want to be running through the airport, sweating, fearing that the thousands of dollars you've spent on a plane ticket, especially an international flight, could be going out the window. Another thing to keep in mind is to make sure your luggage or your baggage, your suitcases are not overweight. Every airport has their own requirements, but generally the weight is about 50 pounds. I think that's about 26 kilograms. Get a little scale. You can buy them anywhere and check your bags before. Make sure they're not overweight, or you might have to be scrambling and taking things out and shuffling them from one bag to another. Or if you don't have other bags, you have to pay an extra fee to check your luggage, which is probably about $80 to $100 per bag. The second very important step that you need to take is to go through a security check. Look for the security check either for international or national flights. If you're going abroad, that's an international flight, and head towards that check. A couple little pointers. For most airports that I've been to in my lifetime, all the best restaurants are before the security check. Sometimes there's coffee shops, little chain restaurants like McDonald's and stuff like that afterwards, but the better restaurants are before. So if you're really, really hungry and you want to have a nice meal before your flight, make sure that you hit up one of those restaurants before you go through security. Another thing to keep in mind is that you will not be allowed to bring any kind of bottled beverages or drinks through security. So make sure you drink up before you go through the security check, or you'll just end up throwing them in the garbage with all the other mountains of bottled drinks there. And you don't want to be wasting. When you get to security, you're going to find that all your belongings need to go through an X-ray machine. That means you're going to have to take out everything in your pockets. And even if you have like a laptop computer in your backpack, you'll need to take that out and put it in a separate tray. So your clothes go in one tray, your belongings. There can be a lot of trays depending on how much stuff you're bringing through. What's really, really important, guys, is to just take a deep breath when you go through security because it can be a little intimidating, having someone check through all your stuff. Don't worry. Security is just part of a protection procedure to keep things safe. But it's really important not to get stressed out because you don't want to leave anything behind at security, such as your passport, your wallet, your plane ticket, or anything really. So take your time, go through slowly, and double check. Make sure you have all your belongings before you leave. Our third and final step to catching your flight is to find your gate. After you've cleared security, check your plane ticket. Your plane ticket will have a gate number. It's usually a letter followed by a number. Find that number and look up right away because once you've passed security, there will be a sign that says gate numbers. The gate is where your plane awaits you. Boarding, that is getting on your plane, usually begins about 30 to 45 minutes before your flight. This is why it is of utmost importance for you to get to your gate at least a half an hour before your flight, and so you can sit and relax. Another thing that I like to do personally is to go to the washroom before I get on the plane because the plane is pretty crowded. You don't have so much space there, and the washrooms can be busy. Also, when you're getting on the plane, everyone's busy just putting all their stuff in the overhead compartments and finding their seats and all of that. So it's much more convenient just to go to the washroom before. All these little things can help you have a more pleasurable travel experience. The final thing that we want to talk about is customs. If you are going abroad to another country, you will need to pass through customs once you arrive. You may get a customs card on the airplane. You can get a head start filling that out. Otherwise, once you get off the plane, you'll get your baggage and you'll go through customs. If you are from that country or you have a passport for that country, you are a citizen, then you will go through a shorter line. If you're not a citizen of that country, you can expect to have a longer lineup to get through customs. This is normal everywhere you go, and the lineup will be even longer during the holiday seasons. If you have any questions about declaring, that is telling the airport about things that you are bringing in, you better be sure to ask. There are a lot of things that like fruits or certain seeds, plants, other items that you are not allowed to bring into countries, and you could be fined if they discover that you are trying to bring them in without declaring or letting them know. So if you have any questions and you're not sure about anything, check before your flight or ask someone at the airport. Okay, we're going to do a little pop quiz and review the 3 steps to catching your plane. Ladies and gentlemen, what is this? This area in the picture. Do you know what it is called? Check-in counter. That is where you were going to go when you first arrive at the airport. What is this picture? Huh? I think you got it. Yes, this is security. You are going to go through security. It is a security check. What is this final place and the last step that you need to do before catching your flight? Yes. Absolutely true. This is your gate. And you can see the flight attendants there at the gate. You'll hear an announcement when the plane is boarding. Make sure you're there nice and early. Have a snack, and I love to be there early just because it gives you time to look forward to your trip, and it's really fun. That's where when you're at the gate, that's when you can really start to get excited about traveling and going to wherever it is you're going, having new experiences, meeting new people, trying new foods, and really just making some memories. The last thing we're going to do today is just make a few sentences with some of our vocabulary. You need to check in about an hour and a half before your flight. You'll bring your luggage to the check-in counter. You'll need to show your passport when you check in. Make sure to throw out or drink any bottled beverages before you go through security. You'll need to put all your things in trays to go through an x-ray machine during the security check. Take your time when you're going through security so that you don't forget anything. It's good to get to your gate at least a half an hour before your flight departs. You can find your gate number on your ticket. Your ticket's also called a boarding pass. You will need to show your passport at the gate before you board. That about wraps things up for today. We are short, but definitely sweet. Keep these steps in mind the next time you go to an airport, and you will never be lost or stressed out again. Make your travel experience smooth and as enjoyable as possible. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, by all means, click that subscribe button. Leave your comments or thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. Have a wonderful trip, and we'll see you again real soon. Take care.